One of the fundamental and most important laws of the universe is the law of compensation. The law of compensation is a common theme across various aspects of life with which we engage. It flows like blood through our veins, and despite its significance, it is unfortunately not well recognized in our lives. We fail to abide by the law of compensation, as we should, leading to difficulties in different areas of our lives, in the realm of economics, in social matters, and especially in the realm of health. Perhaps this is the first time you are hearing about this concept, from a podium or through social media, that for our well-being and healthy life, we need to abide by one of the prevailing laws of the universe. The failure to adhere to the law of compensation results in illnesses that could have been avoided if we had followed this law. So, what is the law of compensation? At its most basic and simplest form, the law of compensation is gratitude and reflection upon the blessings we have received or discovered ourselves. However, our audacious and ungrateful mind, the very mind within us, that audacious self, or in other words the ego, takes advantage of these blessings and shamelessly disregards them, preventing us from expressing gratitude and appreciation. The human mind perceives life as an imposed matter for itself. If you pay attention, you will notice that many individuals hold their parents, or even God, responsible for bringing them into this world. This mindset is the result of that audacious ego, which, in order to avoid gratitude, leads humans into ingratitude. These individuals consider life as something imposed upon themselves. They are part of the same group that we are also a part of, at least until this moment when we hear this message. Hence, whatever blessings and goodness come their way, they believe they have a right to them and see no need for compensation. Those who possess such thinking are surrendering to their audacious ego, or in other words, that ungrateful self that exists within all of us. The law of compensation is a law that arises from the unity, oneness, and cooperation of the members of the universe. In the realm of health and metaphysics, we will address this issue more than before, which is, what has come to you was not your right. You did not have any special qualifications or intelligence that would allow the Lord or the intelligent mind of the universe or the intelligent truth of the world to bestow the gift of life upon you. It is their kindness, and they have given you this blessing. They have not only bestowed this gift upon you, but this gift that you have received is the result of a symphony being played in the realm of existence. The universe is working together so that you can be in line with the law of compensation. The cooperation and cosmic dance of the universe brings us a blessing, or takes a blessing from us. However, this self-centered, egotistical, and narcissistic mind of humans always sees imperfections and never sees the perfection. It's like a fly that seeks a wound, looks for the flaws that exist in the universe. This may also be a reason to escape the responsibilities that one should fulfill. It comes to a formula and to an alien and secluded response that allows it to isolate itself and push itself away from this symphony of existence, and still acts like a needy child who stretches in front of a store, expecting his parents to provide for him. We too exhibit this behavior with the intelligence of the universe. This audacious self does not realize that a blessing has come to it, and it should be grateful for that blessing. It receives a book and reads it, or receives a speech and listens to it. Instead of seeking compensation, it considers it as its own undisputed right. It seems that it has reached these conclusions on its own. It means that they read the same book, heard a speech from a certain professor, and then they record it in their own name. Sometimes, directly if they are very audacious. If they are a bit audacious, it brings some changes in them, and then convinces themselves that it belongs to them, even though it's not the case. The intelligence of the universe keeps track of every word and every blessing that has come to you. And if you show ingratitude and strengthen audacity in that position, it will precisely take note of that and will take it back from you without any hesitation. When individuals do not adhere to the law of compensation and try to censor the source of goodness that has reached them through psychological manipulation, it means that they have not fully understood the issue. They didn't understand the process, and because they didn't understand the process, they lack a solid foundation for their thoughts and the systems they have in their lives. They become fragile individuals who can lean towards any direction at any moment because they don't have a support or root. A thief always sees what he is after. If he wants to steal someone's mobile phone and enter a gathering, he doesn't care about the issues being discussed or the higher goals being outlined there. He only looks at the mobile phones and steals the one he wants at the first opportunity because that's what he is after. Someone who is driven by lust only sees that part of something that is related to their desires. And in the middle of it all, they lose sight of the truth because their attention is solely focused on what they desire. However, if they surrender to the intelligence of the universe will give them something much better, much more interesting, much more timely, and much more fulfilling. The law of compensation contradicts abuse, freeloading, and obnoxious opportunism. It goes against a low-class and beggarly behavior. It means that someone who adheres to the law of compensation is not an exploiter in any way of anyone or any group. They are not freeloaders, nor do they take advantage of others. Such behaviors that are very vile and despicable are contrary to the observance of the law of compensation. In summary, adhering to the law of compensation brings a person to perfection, while neglecting it leads a person to degradation. This is a brief bird's-eye view of one of the fundamental and precise laws of the universe that permeates our lives, much like blood flowing through our veins. The things I just mentioned are without any pretense or concern about whether someone might feel offended or happy about these explicit statements. It is a bitter reality that manifests itself globally in the lives of people around the world. In some parts of the world, they have learned to express gratitude when they receive something, which is great. But when we look closely, we see that this is mostly in the social sphere, not in relation to what God has bestowed upon us.
فرایند رو نفهمیدن.